And in other news, a 15-year-old boy in Georgia was just added to the heart donor list after the hospital initially deemed him not a good candidate for the transplant. Now, initially, doctors at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta told the family that they wouldn't put Anthony Stokes on the transplant list because of his history of noncompliance. According to Stokes' family, their son had been denied the transplant in part because of his history with law enforcement and poor grades. Doctors also allege that Stokes had not been reliable about taking his heart medication. Now, the public relations manager at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta made this statement to RT. In all transplant cases, we work closely with the family and their support network to coordinate the best possible results for the patient and continue to find solutions. In this particular case, we are continuing to partner with the family. Now, the hospital has changed course, saying that Stokes will be added to the donor list after all. Joining me now to discuss this case is Michael Denzel Smith, a contributor for The Nation and a Nobler Fellow at the Nation Institute. How are you doing, Michael?
Doing all right. How are you?
Now, Michael, what's your take on the hospital initially deeming Anthony Stokes non-compliant, therefore making him unfit for the heart transplant, then turning around their decision?
Well, I think, one, they should have given more reason why they found him to be non-compliant. I think that was one of the complaints of the family, is that they didn't give any reason to begin with. And then they were left to guess that it had to do with his history with and his bad grades. But that would be just a simply ridiculous reason to deny someone a heart. I mean, especially when you're talking about a 15-year-old. I mean, it would be ridiculous for anyone of any age, but to say that a child isn't eligible for a heart transplant because you believe that their history of with law enforcement precludes them from a healthy life is indicative of the kind of racism that we see in this country, because I mean we are dealing with a 15-year-old black boy, and what happens is the lives of black children become devalued in this country. And I mean, we've seen that as we've dealt with Trayvon Martin, with Jordan Davis, with Rakia Boyd, with Ayanna Stanley Jones in Detroit. I mean, we've seen the devaluation of black life in this country, and I think that essentially they had to reverse course because this story getting out caused great embarrassment for them. And I think that's the power of journalism, and that's power of activism and online communities that can put this type of pressure on institutions to reverse their ways.
So you're saying that you think Stokes' race had everything to do with the hospital's original determination?
I don't think that they looked and said, here's a 15-year-old black kid, let's deny him a heart. I think if their reasoning had to do with his involvement with law enforcement, well, we have to look at why are young black men disproportionately involved with the criminal justice system. Why would a 15-year-old have a record that one would look at to say we could deny this young boy a heart? We can look at the school to prison pipeline and look at how disproportionately black youth are suspended or dealt with by police in their schools. These type of records early on, and their behavior isn't any different than their white peers, but it's received differently. And I think you also have to look at simply the sort of implicit or unconscious bias that all of us carry when you're dealing with, I mean, we're talking about the medical profession. There's a long history of black people dealing with the medical institution in this country and being treated as guinea pigs, being treated as experiments, but also being seen as not human, or being seen as different from white patients, in which the means for treating them is different. And so that when you look at a black patient, you see they're suffering differently, or you see them not suffering at all.
Now, Michael, to your knowledge, has anything like this ever happened before to a 15-year-old child where his or her heart condition has absolutely nothing to do with their behavior?
That, to my knowledge, absolutely not.
Now, do you think that all of this media attention, it obviously, like you mentioned before, that it played a large part in the hospital's decision to put Stokes on the transplant list? Do you think without the media attention and the journalists doing what they did, this ever would have happened?
No, I don't. I think that this is one of the great tools of media is being able to put this type of pressure on people. And I mean, this is a great embarrassment for that hospital to have this on their record that they were going to deny, not deny him, a heart even, but deny him even placement on the list to try to get a heart. I mean, that just seems egregious and just completely unfair.
That was Michael Denzel Smith, a fellow at the Nation Institute.
Oh, hell no. So, in today's global elite ran society, we don't deserve to live if we didn't meet their criteria of accepted behavior. So, because I have a criminal record, y'all motherfuckers would let me die? For real? I'm not a good candidate to live because I got an F one time in school, or because I don't give a fuck and end up fighting cops all the damn time. That means I don't deserve to live? For real? That means somebody else that kisses ass all the time deserves to live more than me? I want everybody that's a libertarian and everybody that cares about liberty and freedom to pay attention to this. Because what they're saying is, if you don't follow their guidelines, you could die. Think about it. They're already saying us libertarians are terrorists. They're already planning to go to war with us. And now they're saying we don't, people that does not fit the thinking that they want us to have. If we're not completely robots to what they want us to be, we don't even deserve medical attention. You gotta love Obamacare, because that's what this shit is right here. This is Obamacare at its finest. And I want all the brothers and sisters out there to look at the color of his kid. While you guys sit there and praise Obama for all he do, and you hate George Zimmerman for what he do, at least there may be a chance that Trayvon Martin did attack George Zimmerman. We know for an absolute fact that this young man did not attack anybody. And the government is willing to see him dead. Obamacare, so many people's hero, is willing to let this boy die because he got in a fight at school or because he got an F in geometry. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is called a police state. This is called martial law. This is called Nazi Germany 2.0. That's what we're in, ladies and gentlemen. When life is determined by how well we follow the rules. Doesn't sound too much like a free country anymore, does it? How well you love your Obamacare now, which is actually more expensive than actual insurance. How much do y'all love it now? That's a black boy on that TV screen that you just saw. I'm a racist because I don't like Obama. I'm not the one killing black kids or letting black kids die. I'm not the one bombing brown people overseas, their kids and their mothers and their wives. I'm not the one doing that. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Wake the fuck up. Pay attention to what you're seeing. This is called authoritarianism, or however the fuck you pronounce it. You are seeing a dictator rise. Now he's telling us when we don't deserve to live. Pay attention. It's King JB Uncensored. I'm your host, King JB. Follow me at official King JB. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. You know, I'm not a religious man, but If I was, I'd be praying for that boy. Hope y'all do the same. Hope y'all have him in your hearts. Peace.